in intimidation and oppression and retaliation against whistleblowers. Ms. Robbins, have you had conversations with whistleblowers who have been treated like that by the Walz administration?
Yes, I have.
And can you tell us about that? Without naming the person or revealing stuff that's secret, tell us how that retaliation would happen.
So it happens in a variety of ways. They are demoted or reassigned, or they are told that they could lose their job and then their house or their pension or their retirement benefits or not qualify for unemployment. So it's...
Well, that's very serious. That's very serious.
Higgins didn't dance around it. He didn't soften it. He looked straight at Minnesota lawmakers and laid it out plain. Billions gone, fraud everywhere, and whistleblowers allegedly punished for telling the truth. Higgins points directly at Tim Walz's administration and asks the question nobody else seems willing to ask. Who's protecting the criminals? Before we dive in, make sure you like this video, subscribe to 50 Patriots, grab a seat, settle in, and let's dive right into it.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Robbins and Mr. Hudson, Ms. Rarick, you're all members of the Minnesota State Legislature, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And Ms. Robbins, you're the chair of the Fraud Prevention Oversight Committee, is that correct?
Yes.
And Mr. Hudson and Ms. Rarick, you're members of that committee as well, correct?
Yes, sir.
Correct.
All right, so you three collectively, America should clearly understand you have an excellent perspective what's going on inside Minnesota, and specifically regards to the fraud that we are investigating and discussing today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay. So we have a particular community, a Somali community in Minnesota that has stunning percentages are participating in government programs where they're drawing a lot of money, big money. This has been discussed and revealed and reported and is factual. You have a tremendous amount of criminal fraud taking place that one of my colleagues, the gentleman from the other side of the aisle, mentioned transparency. I would argue that from a regular American's perspective, it's quite transparent that something criminal is going on when you have billions of dollars disappearing into child care centers with no children in them, and you have a tremendous transfer of wealth into a relatively small immigrant community. You have $9 billion, that's $9,000 million missing in the last few years. It's alleged to be fraudulently stolen. They're sending money, the Somali community in Minnesota sending money, big money, overseas. They're contributing money, big money, to Democrat candidates and elected officials. The Democratic political machine in Minnesota has benefited from this criminal network of Somali immigrants who have systematically stolen billions of dollars of federal charitable money, essentially. The good lady, my colleague, clarified this is money designed for poor folk that need a hand up. And we generally want that to happen in America in an effective manner. So this is the scenario that we are looking into today. Have I summed it up fairly well? Ms. Robbins?
Yes, sir. And I would just like to add...
Before you add, Mr. Hudson, is this an effective summary, sir?
Yes, sir, it is.
Thank you, Ms. Rarick.
Yes.
Thank you. So from the perspective of members of the Fraud Investigative Committee of the Minnesota State Legislature, we have a large criminal network with high percentages of participation in that criminal network from the Somali community in Minnesota. That community has tremendous influence within the political arena, specifically within the Democrat political arena in Minnesota. The Democrat political machine has been covering for this criminal network. And here we go to Governor Walz's involvement here, which is shocking to me, quite frankly, because I've been friendly with Governor Walz for many years. I served with him here. But can you discuss for me the governor's administration's involvement in intimidation and oppression and retaliation against whistleblowers? Ms. Robbins, have you had conversations with whistleblowers who have been treated like that by the Walz administration?
Yes, I have.
And can you tell us about that? Without naming the person or revealing stuff that's secret, tell us how that retaliation would happen.
So it happens in a variety of ways. They are demoted or reassigned, or they are told that they could lose their job and then their house or their pension or their retirement benefits or not qualify for unemployment. So it's...
Well, that's very serious. That's very serious allegation. I would say that's criminal retaliation. Mr. Hudson and Ms. Rarick, have you seen similar?
I would defer to Representative Rarick.
Yes, so Representative Robbins and once in a while Representative Hudson have had multiple conversations with whistleblowers, and that is exactly what they said to us, especially in a face-to-face meeting in St. Paul. That is exactly
Unbelievable.
what they said.
Mr. Chairman, my time has expired, but this leans into the criminal spectrum, sir. I yield.
Clay Higgins opens by establishing exactly who he's talking to: members of the Minnesota State Legislature who sit on the Fraud Prevention Oversight Committee. These aren't outsiders. These are people with direct knowledge of what's happening inside the state. Then Higgins drops the hammer. He says regular Americans can clearly see something criminal is going on when billions of dollars are flowing into child care centers with no children, when massive sums are disappearing, and when fraud is hiding in plain sight. He specifically points to Minnesota's Somali community, citing stunning participation rates in government programs, and alleging a massive criminal fraud network siphoning off federal funds meant to help the poor. Higgins says roughly $9 billion has vanished in recent years, money intended as a hand-up for struggling Americans. But he doesn't stop there. Higgins alleges that money is being sent overseas and that large political donations are flowing back into Democrat campaigns. According to Higgins, the Democrat political machine in Minnesota has benefited directly while looking the other way. The lawmakers confirm Higgins' summary is accurate, and that's when the focus shifts to Tim Walz. Higgins says he's personally shocked, noting he's known Walz for years. But he asks point blank whether the Walz administration has been involved in intimidation, oppression, and retaliation against whistleblowers who tried to expose the fraud. The answer is yes. Representative Robbins explains whistleblowers were demoted, reassigned, threatened with job loss, warned they could lose their homes, pensions, retirement benefits, and even unemployment eligibility. In other words, tell the truth, and your life gets destroyed. Other lawmakers back it up, confirming multiple whistleblowers told them the same thing face-to-face. Higgins calls it what it is: criminal retaliation. As his time runs out, he makes it clear this isn't politics anymore. This is a criminal spectrum, and Americans deserve answers. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like the video. Subscribe to 50 Patriots. Share this with friends who follow political hearings. And see you in the next one.